Welcome to the Benz Nightshow. It is now the 6th of January 2021 and this is episode number 59. So I hope okay mo diha. Three Kings man January 6. The Three Kings celebration. Okay, welcome. All right, so let's start with the okay. All right, so pa-attendance sa mga nako na si Los Agretsalo makaigsunan. Okay. Right, so let's look at the weather for tonight and tomorrow. So for Cebu City, as of right this minute, it's partly cloudy and 10% chance of rain, 26 degrees Celsius. Ganina buntag 29, karong gabi 26 degrees Celsius, and overnight it will be 25 degrees Celsius. The hourly temperature, as of the moment, 26 degrees Celsius, all the way up to 3 a.m. 26 degrees Celsius, and then by 3 a.m. it would be 25 degrees Celsius all the way to 6 a.m. So bugnaw ang kagabion 26 degrees Celsius, o bugnaw sa kadlaw 25 degrees Celsius. But it feels like 29 degrees karon. The wind is about 14 kilometers per hour. Humidity is 87%. Ultraviolet index 0 out of 10. Kay wa may ultraviolet kay gabi naman. Okay, so muna itong temperature for today, itong weather for today, and po oras na toron. New York, it's now 9:09 p.m. Los Angeles, that's 10:09, 6:09 a.m. And London, it's 2:09 p.m. Tokyo, 11:09, or no, 11:10. It's actually 11:10 p.m. Okay, kumana ta sa world time, kumana ta sa weather report. Balik ta sa kumusta man mo niya sa okay. So pag-post mo sa atong kuan YouTube o Facebook, post a message sa like, share, comment. So like, share, comment, LSC. Like, share, comment. O meron kita sa okay. GHU. Okay. Meron kita sa Johns Hopkins update sa coronavirus. We are actually now on the second year of the coronavirus. Second year of the coronavirus. We're talking about second year. Kay January ito nagsugod We're in the second year and we have not learned anything. We have not mastered the curve. The cases are still rising, and in fact, in the United States, it's breaking records. So that's the big issue there. That's Johns Hopkins University. You can see there on my background. I'm sorry. There. And that's here. And of course, the location of that is in the center location of the area we're analyzing. So worldwide, it's 86 million. It's now 86,555,947 cases, and that's really, really very bad because we're expecting the growth to be slowing down. Actually, it's actually increasing. It's 555,947 global cases, and it's estimated that the unreported cases are about times 10, or in this case, we are assuming 86 million. It's already 865 million that are being infected. Global deaths, 1,856,288. 1,856,288. Grabe na, no? And the highest pointer is the United States. Again, and I emphasize this every time, every night: unthinkable, unacceptable, egregious. Right? So, wow! Already 21 million? Huh. Grabe, ha? United States already 21,052,711 cases. 21,052,711 cases. That's in the United States. Let's see. Let's change the number there. Yeah. 357,390. That's in the US. Remember last night we mentioned one in every 30 seconds. One US citizen dies every 33 seconds. Right? That's for the month of December. So 357,390 cases in the United States. And the second, the country with the second highest number of cases is India, but India has one half the number of cases that of the United States. So India is only 10 million compared to the United States, which is 21 million. 10,374,932. 10,374,932. And that's in India, 150,114 deaths. So United States almost 260,000. India, 150,000. 114. Now Brazil is about just 33% that of the United States. The cases in Brazil, that's 810,400 for Brazil. Deaths in Brazil is 197,732. Okay. Russia, which has only 3.2 million cases, so that's what? That's 1/7 of the United States, 3,274,615, and that's in Russia, 59,137. Next is United Kingdom and France, Turkey, Italy, Spain, Germany, Colombia, Argentina, Mexico, Poland, Iran, South Africa, Ukraine, Peru, the Netherlands, and Indonesia. Okay. Now, ang Philippines, sa man, sa ubos nila, na Philippines. Philippines has number of cases in the Philippines. You can see on your screen, 480,737. We have not learned. And the sad fact is that our economy also suffered because the Philippines imposed transportation lockdown, which means it was a human lockdown and it was an economic lockdown. And that's 9,247 cases already. We have actually beaten the record of our neighboring East Asian countries. Next to the Philippines, let's look for South Korea, because South Korea has already Japan has 259 cases, almost just one half of the Philippines. 259 cases, 259,389 cases. That's for Japan. 259,389 cases, and that's in Japan. Only 3,609 cases. 3,609 cases. Let's see. Now let's go to South Korea, because South Korea has already eclipsed the cases in Singapore. South Korea, there are 65,818 cases, and global deaths in South Korea, 1,027 cases. 1,027 cases, deaths, and we only have 65,818 cases. Singapore, 58,780 cases, 58,780 cases, and deaths in Singapore, 29. Deaths in Singapore, 29. So 58,780 cases, and that's only 29. Next is Japan, Taiwan ata. Taiwan, where are you? Yes, Taiwan has only 819 cases. 890 cases, and total deaths in Taiwan is 7. 7 deaths for this in Taiwan. Only 7 since the beginning. 1 year already. It's 1 year record. Now we're going into the second year. 819 cases and 7. That's it. So next is we'll zoom in. Let's go to Hong Kong. There. Hong Kong case. I'll just read it in case you can read it. Okay. Hong Kong, there are already 9,074 cases. 9,074 cases. Deaths in Hong Kong have reached already 154 cases. Philippines, by the way, 9,000. And yet the population density in Hong Kong, the residential population density, as you must have memorized by this time, is 98,000 people per square kilometer. 98,000 people per square kilometer. Okay, so that's our update from the Johns Hopkins University. Right. Somebody, si Luz Sagritalo, may una nag-join na to. Si Georgian Alforque. Remember, you like, you share, and comment. LSC. Like, share, comment. Luz Sagritalo, and I prefer nga to mo sa YouTube. Luz Sagritalo, Georgian Alforque, sa Alimango, Lutupan. Si Wilson Herrera, Sana Molina, Celestino Sanchez. Oy, Celestino, kung sa may imo sister, believe ko sa imo sister na si gamit ang humanity. So may effect niya sa humanity. Hana Baklayon, Bongkaras. Good evening, Attorney JD. Mabay pa ni Hana. Good evening, di Hana. 10 p.m. starting mo. Actually, 9 p.m. Pero sometimes when I'm out and I come in, I arrive, I still have to take a bath, have my dinner, etc. So, slide to 10 p.m. Supposedly 9. Pero mas vale tarde kinong ka. Si Mr. Nato Pugoy, atong teacher sa Haklupan Talisay, naminaw po na to. Salamat kayo, Mr. Kaya ba ko na pag-klase ugma. Pero, is monitor yung karon. Thank you sa pag-monitor sa klaro kayong may tog, no? Alright, England entered another national lockdown Tuesday, kagahapon, as coronavirus cases surge in the UK. Ang hospitalizations, tanaw sa ako na, I hope ako na mute ng mga desktop audio. Okay. Alright, so ato ni, let's see, this is the chat scene. Okay, chat scene. Okay, so England entered another national lockdown. Hospitalizations sa United States continue to rise following the holidays. Duha ka holidays na, ang Thanksgiving o ang United States Christmas. The case surge has also limited the vaccine rollouts. As California battles its devastating COVID-19 surge, some Los Angeles County ambulance crews were given guidance not to transport patients with little chance of survival. Kaloy. The head of the WHO is very disappointed that scientists investigating the origins of COVID-19 were prevented from entering China due to delayed paperwork. Kung sa may i-delay na paperwork nga WHO na. Diba? One in 50 people in England has coronavirus, matod pa sa England's Chief Medical Officer. Grabe. Yesterday. I'm sorry. America. Okay. Oy, si Juji Teves na minanaturon o si Celestino Sanchez ni gamit pod ko oy og akong mother wala pa mag-vaccine gamit sa humanity ha. Lower yung cholesterol na yung blood pressure. 1 in 50 people in England has coronavirus, England Chief Medical Officer says. And New York Governor says the UK strain of COVID-19 is a very real problem. Og Fauci says it is very unlikely that COVID-19 vaccines will be federally mandated. Ang mag-iuban dili mo gamit. In fact, almost half sa news story nga sometimes almost half in some hospitals ang mga frontliners wala magpa-vaccinate. Germany extends national lockdown and tightens its restrictions. National survey finds nearly 3% of the community in London test positive for the new COVID-19 variant. Grabe, no? 3% sa London. Grabe. 3% of the community in London tested positive for the new coronavirus variant in the closing days of 2020 and the first 2 days of 2021. Matod pa sa UK Office for National Statistics. 2.72% of the community in London tested positive for the new variant January 2. By contrast, 0.69% of the community in London tested positive for the other variants on January 2. In other words, pas ginining UK variant. London, ha? Denmark will, by the way, ang London makabuhatan na. Pilipinas, Cebu, makabuhatan na mga test. Denmark will impose tougher coronavirus restrictions as fears over spread of the UK variant will is rising. California surpasses 27,000 COVID-19 deaths. So, asa makaglungon ang 27,000. Nearly 128,000 children diagnosed with COVID-19 between Christmas and New Year's Eve, matod pa sa mga pediatricians. The Professional Association, made up of pediatricians, noted that over a 2-week period, from December 17 to December 31, there was a 17% increase in COVID-19 cases in children. Ang European Union is in talks to secure millions of additional Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine doses. So, mga pangwalta sa mga pharmaceuticals. U.S. Vaccine Administration slows to 28% of its distributed doses, matod pa sa CDC Vaccine Tracker. So, nana ang mga na-distributed na ang tambal, nana nila, wa pa ma-injection. 28% pa ang yan na-injection. First case of UK variant found in Georgia, the state's health department says. Grabe. Bye. Kailangan ba yun? Ang US stocks end the trading day higher. Yesterday na. Karon mag-open pa. Publix will open vaccination sites at 22 locations in Florida. Publix supermarkets in 3 Florida counties are partnering with the Florida Division of Emergency Management and the Florida Department of Health to open COVID-19 vaccination sites at 22 locations of the Publix supermarkets. Ang Grammy Awards postponed due to COVID-19. The Grammy Awards will not be happening later this month as planned. The award ceremony, which celebrates the best in music, has been postponed due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, according to a statement sent to members of the Recording Academy and obtained by media. It will now tentatively take place on March 21. Sa laing bahin, ang Puerto Rico's governor eliminates total quarantine on Sundays and changes curfew hours. The government of Puerto Rico, Pedro Pierluisi, announced a decree on Tuesday to eliminate total quarantine on Sundays, a decision ordered by former Governor Wanda Vasquez in December. Pierluisi implemented the daily curfew from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. which will begin January 8 until February 7. Commercial establishments must close at 10 p.m. So tanawa ang ilang gi lockdown pero 10 p.m. Sa ato diri sirado gud at that time. More than 5,000 vaccinations carried out in France in a single day yesterday. Houston hospital system offers bonus of $500 to employees who get COVID-19 vaccine. Tanawa, mubayad sila $500. Pila man na? 25,000 pesos para lang magpa-vaccine ka. Kaya ang uban lagi di magpa-vaccine. Houston Methodist, a Texas hospital system, is offering a bonus of $500 to employees if they get vaccinated against COVID-19. Daghan din ko vaccinate. 1 in 15 usa sa kada 15 1 in 15 Georgia residents, state of Georgia in the US, infected by COVID-19. Grabe, kani unsa man tuwag ni Cebu City ani ako nang tong i-discuss itong suggest nga si Councilor Dizon may mo-sponsor ng resolution or si Councilor Garganera. Sir, gamitan na ng Councilor atong technology. Remember, about 1 in 15 Georgia residents has been infected by COVID-19 and more than 1 in 1,000 has died. Grabe. Yawa good. About 1 in 15 Georgia residents in the state of Georgia has been infected by COVID-19 and more than 1 in 1,000 has died. The state's 7-day average of new cases reached a record high on Monday with an average of 8,546 new cases reported each day dito sa state of Georgia. Noon sa naman mo In hospitals across Georgia, 91% of ICU beds are occupied. Ang United States surpasses 21 million COVID-19 cases. One commercial flight led to a COVID-19 cluster despite pre-travel testing. Katabi itong ikas Hong Kong, paano do? Pinay mo do? Gikan sa Pilipinas nga itong Hong Kong, nagdag COVID-19 variant, UK variant, domestic helper. 7 people from 5 countries tested positive for COVID-19 after a long-haul flight from Dubai to New Zealand in late September, despite taking pre-flight precautions, according to a case study published in the Journal of Emerging Infectious Diseases. 5 of the passengers tested negative several days ahead of the 18-hour flight, including 2 traveling from Switzerland who likely brought the virus on board the plane. The rest of the passengers who later tested positive for COVID-19 sat in the aisle seats up to 2 rows away from those traveling from Switzerland. 5 of the 7 passengers reported wearing masks and gloves, which were optional during the flight. Upon arrival in New Zealand, the passengers were taken to a government quarantine facility where they later tested positive. The study says one of the cases was likely infected in the quarantine facility by a family member who was among the other 6 cases. The study serves as a cautionary counterpoint to other research suggesting that viruses don't easily spread on planes because of air circulation and filtration systems. The study authors note the system that that controls the cabin air would likely be turned off for about half an hour during a refueling stop in Malaysia. The WHO chief disappointed as COVID-19 investigators' China mission fails. Okay, si Juji TV sa na to, si Francisco Pilago Jr. in-join po na to. Gold karon is at 1,936.8. Mag-usab-usab na every 10 seconds. US dollars per ounce. Balik ta. Suko ni si Tedros. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros said that some members of the international scientific team investigating the origins of COVID-19 were told the last minute that they did not yet receive the necessary permissions to arrive in China, including some who were already enrolled. No, samantang kailangan pa rin nag-visa dahil. Tedros said that some members of the scientific team had already begun their travels from their home countries to China in the 24 hours prior to learning arrangements that had been agreed to between the WHO, the Chinese government, and the countries that the team were to travel through on their way to Wuhan has not been finalized. So this is as China. Colombia authorizes the emergency use of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Sa lang bayan in Australia. In Australia, and Taiwan's fight against COVID, flight crews are proving to be their Achilles heel. Countries around the Asia-Pacific region have closed borders and imposed quarantine requirements, essentially sealing themselves off from the world. But in many jurisdictions, there's a key exception to those rules: the flight crew. For months, flight crew in a number of places, including Taiwan and Australia, have been able to avoid the tough quarantine rules imposed on other international travelers, but the rule breaches by airline staff in both places in December have prompted questions about whether exemptions for aviation workers are creating an unnecessary risk to the public. Quarantine animo. Taiwan has now tightened its quarantine rules for flight crew, something two Australian states did in December. North Korea just held a major political meeting with about 5,000 people, and there wasn't a mask inside. Grabe yan. So, nagpa-immune sila. Immune sila. So, gusto ng way mask lagi. What do you want? North Korea kicked off a rare political event that's supposed to happen every 5 years or so, with about 5,000 people, including its leader Kim Jong-un, gathered indoors without masks and seated close together paghapon, Tuesday. While it's impossible to verify if face coverings were worn at any point in time, none of the images released by North Korea's state-run KCNA News of the Workers' Party Congress show people wearing mask indoors. None of them show, none of the pictures, photos. From a propaganda standpoint, the images make sense. North Korea claims to not have recorded a single case of COVID-19, so holding a high-level meeting without masks is a way to reinforce that narrative by North Korea. But almost no one believes North Korea has been spared from a pandemic that has infected more than 86 million people and killed nearly 2 million. In fact, Kim's regime recognizes the danger of the virus and has gone to incredible lengths to stop its spread. The more the photographs from the meeting Tuesday, all the more puzzling. That makes it puzzling because experts believe that Pyongyang is enacting a vigilant response because it knows its dilapidated healthcare infrastructure likely cannot sustain a major outbreak of COVID-19. Operation Warp Speed said it distributed 3 million coronaviruses Tuesday, kagapon. Texas Republican Kevin Brady tests positive for COVID-19. Dekada nila positive eh. Okay. Sila. Si Marian Sudi na ako gipangutan na kung vaccinated ko unsay akong vaccine di pa ko tubag. Uy, basta dili ko ng Chinese nga vaccine. Klaro di ko ng Chinese nga vaccine. Nya mo lagi. Papiliin ko sa vaccine sa cure, ngani ko sa cure eh. Humanity na lang ko. Diba? Humanity. Mag-divin dia Marian Sudi. Norma Bato Lonos Romarati. Minataron from Lahog. Si Ilgo watching from Cebu South. Okay ron, arita sa politics na. Tibok adlaw na kung makaigsonan, I was looking at the Senate race in the state of Georgia. So, let me explain the background. Karon, ang Senate of Georgia na 2 Senate seats, duha ka positions sa Senado for the United States Senate. Now remember, the United States Senate has 100 senators. So each state duha. In effect duha. So 50 states, 2 senators, 100 senators. Sa Georgia, ang duha ka Senate seats marabanag nag-elect kang kuan pa. Elect kang barangay kagawad, 8 may piliyon, 7. Kini, in this case, duha yung piliyon. So, ang state of Georgia, of course, like all the other states in the US, nag-election na sila sa president, of course, senators and congressmen. General election. So, ang state of Georgia, ang resulta sa kuan, ang nakadaog ang duha ka Republican. Si Trump, by the way, is Republican ha. Katubang wa magsunod na. Si Trump is Republican. So duha ka Republican maoy nakadaog. Dili, may leading sa incumbent. Ang kanang Georgia, kuan mo gid na. Red state mo gid na kay mo man katong remember katong mga Confederates katong they're the landowners. These are the slave owners. So, kuan gid sila. Republicans gid sila. So Georgia Republican. So see, ang Georgia na flip from red to blue man color sa Democrats. Biden. Si Obama wala maka-flip sa state of Georgia. So si Biden ra So si Biden may bidaog by just 11,779 votes. What I mention ni Trump sa iyang call, which he mentioned last night. So karon nidaog si Biden by 11,759 votes. But ang senators wa magdaog. Nay ni daog pero wa mo daog. Okay, sa may sabot na. Sa ato magod sa Pilipinas, kinsay highest vote may magdaog. Like, ang mayor, highest vote ka sa mayor, ikaw magdaog. But in the state of Georgia, like many other states in the US, na sila additional nga requirement. Ang state sa Georgia, you must have a majority vote, that means over 50% sa votes cast. Sa votes cast. So, og di ka kaabot sa 1/2 of the votes cast, majority 50 plus 1, 50% plus 1. Itawag ng 50 plus 1. Kung di ka kaabot na, walay daog. For example, kung naay 1 million voters, ang imong nakuha is 990,000 votes, 1 million man, so ito nga, 500,000 votes. Ang nakuha nimo, for example, is 450,000 votes. So, wag kabot sa 1/2 sa tunga ba? Pero ikaw may leading, 450,000 votes. Ang sunod nimong kontra, 10,000 votes ra. Ang sunod kontra, pagod 5,000 votes. So, kamong tulo, ikaw 450,000, ang 450,000 votes, ang kuan, ang uwan ba? 450,000 votes, and then may number 1. What siya kabot ng 1/2 of the votes? Ang next is, ang next is 10,000 votes. Layo or kay biya, 450,000, 10,000. O the third placer is 5,000 votes. So, kung sa Pilipinas pa, daog na ng 450,000 votes. Kaya mo sunod ka kunta, only 10,000 votes. So, 450 versus 10. But, in the state of Georgia, na ilang requirements that the winner should have the total number of votes should have votes which is equivalent to more than 50% majority, 50% majority, or 50% plus 1 vote. So in other words, dapat siya 500,001 votes. Must have majority. Saglay pa yung kontra. So, mo na ron nga ang nakadaog unta sa senatorial race, unta, ang highest number of votes lang. Highest number but not declared winner. The highest number of votes sa 2 seats, si Loeffler o si Perdue. So, policy sila Republicans. And they won. Yes, they won the seats. And they're the incumbent senators also from the state of Georgia to the United States Senate. Remember, United States Senate, 100 senators, 2 from each state. So, ang nahitabo ni ron, wa man makaabot og 50% si Perdue in the incumbent, wa sad makaabot og 50% si Loeffler. Ang Loeffler, by the way, is a billionaire. Billionaire ni siya. Si tagiya sa unsa na nga, basta tagiya ni sila team sa sports. Yang bana, tagiyang team sa sports, niya yang bana tagiya sa New York Stock Exchange. So, kini si Loeffler, babae ni siya, wife ni siya, she is the richest legislator in America. Billionaire siya. Loeffler. Ang nitabo, ni daw ni Loeffler, ni highest votes they obtained Loeffler in the November 3 election sa United States. Ang highest vote sa other seat is Perdue, also from Republican. So, tawag na red, ilang color, Republican, red, Democrats, blue. But was like, they had the highest votes, lagyo kayo ang kwan, very far ang second. But then, the rule is, if no candidate obtains votes, a majority number of votes, then there will be a runoff election. It's called a runoff election. This time, it was held today. January 5 na nila. January 6 na to. It was held today. Unya, kining kining state of Georgia, mag-runoff election, only the top 2 ang mag-runoff. Ang top 2. They're the 2 highest votes obtained, but none of them nakakuha majority man ang mag-runoff election. So si Loeffler yang kontra si Warnock, unya si Perdue yang kontra si Ossoff. Karon runoff election, registration na pod sa katong wa pa ma-register, may bagong registrants. Ang naglinya ito, pulos man mga African Americans, katong mga Black Americans. Now, don't tell me ang Black Americans vote Republican. Those Democrats. So, muna nga si duhay target ni Trump nga yung ipa-recalculate ko, no, that is actually, attempting to coerce or to coerce somebody to commit election fraud, di ba? So, muna nga, impeach ba si Trump even if he's no longer president? That's a question, ha? And some legal scholars in the US, yes, you can impeach a president even if he's no longer sitting as a president. But it's not, tonight is not the time to discuss that. Balik ta sa election. So, karon, runoff election. Ang kontra ni Loeffler nga si Warnock, Reverend Warnock, nga African American, layo na kaya score sa first election sa November 3. Pildi gito, layo. Tawag si Loeffler, si Mrs. Loeffler. Sa other seat, si Perdue, Senator Perdue, incumbent, ako kayo lead. Layo ra kayo ang layo ra kayo ang challenger niya si Ossoff. So karon, between November 3 ug January 5, ang mga tao naka-learn man sila nga this will be the deciding votes for the entire United States Senate. Nga naman, ang United States Senate, remember, they have 100 senators. 100 senators. Ang karon ang na-elect 98. 98 pa na-elect. Kaya ang duha, wa pa man ma-elect. Nag-run off mas Georgia, mag-usab mag-election sa Georgia. Usbon election. Mag-run off ang top 2. Naminaw pa mo diya. Kuya, kung ba ay naminaw na po, eh. Ha? Naminaw pa ba mo? Siguro mo na, oh. Okay. So, ang top 2, so, ang sa Senate karon, ang resulta sa November 3 election, 98 ra ang na-elected, kaya ang duha sa Georgia mag-run off pa. So, 98. Karon, ang 98 nga na-elected sa November, 50, exactly 50 ang Republicans, exactly 48 ang Democrats. Ang Democrats, 48. So, sa may gusto na nila ron? Ang gusto nila nga, remember this, ang gusto nila nga, sa Democrats, ang Georgia, ang duha, ilang makuha para may mong 50-50. Split ba? 50-50. So, during the campaign, mo nag-emphasize sa kampo ni Biden. If you vote Democrats now, we will have control, okay? We will have control of, if you vote Democrats now, we will have control, we will have control of the Senate. Of the Senate. May mong 50-50. Control magkaki ang Vice President may tiebreaker. So, ilamang Vice President. Okay. So, muna nito boron nga ang existing karon due to the November 3, 2020 election, 48-50 48 ang Democrats, 50 Republicans. So, gusto sa Democrats nga makuha nila ang 2 seats sa Georgia. Pulos Democrats, pahimong 50-50. Okay, 48 man, plus 250. 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats. May gusto sa Democrats. So, they must win both seats. But, again, sa November 3 election, sa Georgia, ang incumbent nga senators, si Loeffler o si Perdue, Loeffler, babae ni Mrs. Loeffler, the richest, a billionaire, the richest senator, the US. Leading ni sila sa November 3 election. Sila ang tayo nakadaog, but they're top-notchers. Layo orang kontra, but they did not reach the majority, so there's a runoff. Ossoff versus Perdue, Warnock versus Loeffler. So, may problema ni ron. Nakarealize naman ang mga tao nga the entire Senate control, the entire United States Senate control, nag-agad sa resulta sa, depends on the result sa Georgia, state of Georgia. Mana, sabot na. Kaya ugma 50-50, ang Vice President may mo break ang tie, so, makontrol nila ang Senate. Kontrolado naman sa Democrats ang House of Representatives. Ang House of Representatives, ang lower house, kontrolado na sa Democrats. Ang Senate na Republican. Okay. Karon, pag run of election, people realize that they are so important, so everybody voted. Grabe votes. Umabot na 2 million. Total 5 million votes. So, the people are no longer voting for Loeffler or Warnock, voting for Perdue or Ossoff. They're no longer voting for these persons. The voters are now voting for control of the Senate. So, ingon sila mabutar ta para makontrol na sa Democrats ang Senate, and will be able to elect the first Black American from the state of Georgia to the US Senate. Ini si Warnock. Kung makadaog si Warnock against Loeffler. So, maray play din na ron. So, the strategy now is make the voters realize that they're not voting for the senators, the personal senators, the person who is running for senator, but they're voting for the control of the entire Senate race. So, it's not, this is a race bigger than the candidates. A race bigger than, it goes beyond the candidates. It's now a race for control of the entire US Senate. So, ano to? So, people realized, so ang tanang mga kuan, nimutar na. Ang tanang mga African Americans. So, kanina buntag at 80% count, 81% count, leading ang Republicans. Trump is a Republican, remember? Leading ang mga kandidato ni Trump. But I said sa akong post sa Twitter, but I predict that in the end, the Democrats will win because the county, by county na sila, murag province na county, the county which have the counties which have the largest voting centers have yet to be counted, have not been counted yet. Wa pa ma-count. So, sa may implication na wa pa ma-count. Implication na magkaigsunan nga ang katong large voting centers mo control sa outcome. Dili katong daghan pero gagmay nga voters. Dagkoglan area pero gamay nga voters. But this, itawag na to og large voting centers. They tend to be Democrats. So, Democratic Party. So, as I said, at 81% leading ang Republicans, but in the end, I predicted that ang mudaog ang Democrats. Because I was relying on the yet to be counted big counties in the state of Georgia. So, manaron.
Eventually, karong hapon, ibaw na nako, nga si Warnock, midaog na gid siya against Loeffler. Now, si Ossoff o si Perdue, they're too close to call, kaya diferensya na sila mga, pila raw mga 3,000 votes, 5,000 votes, unya, napamay mga other votes mo pa ma-count sa counting. And also, remember this, napay votes mo abot sa gikan sa military o kanang mail-in ballots. So, until Friday, Saturday na to, mag-inhapay sila. Kang Warnock, ang yung lead din na mapsan. Maglisod na apa. So, i-declare siya nga, the media have already declared him winner. Wala pa sa officially sa COMELEC, equivalent sa COMELEC sa state of Georgia, but si Warnock sa estimates din na siya ma-absent. So, the first black senator from the state of Georgia. Ang yan napildi si Mrs. Loeffler, billionaire. Tagiya sa old New York Stock Exchange, can you imagine? Okay. So, okay. So, kuha na ni ron. Sige na ni. Si Ossoff na lang may kuwang. So, ang kuwan ron, 49-50 na. 49 Democrats, 50 Republicans in the Senate. O saan na lang giwat nila? Kang Ossoff si Perdue. As of the moment, leading si Perdue, but it's still too close to call kaya napadagang ballots mo ma-count, especially the mail-in ballots of military ballots. Okay. Mana siya na nakanindot sa thrilling kayo sa United States race, no? The Senate race. By the way, ang atong mga kuwan karon si Dr. Dre, ito tingin binto na itong mga kwas, headsets na to, hospitalized. Is a rapper, producer, entrepreneur, 55-year-old music executive whose given name is Andre Young, siya Dr. Dre. He did not share why he was hospitalized. Most likely COVID na siya. He's a 7-time Grammy Award winner and he is credited with helping to launch the careers of Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and Kendrick Lamar. He also founded Beats Electronics and the Death Row Records. Sa mga Dr. Dre nga cellphone. Okay. O si Neil Young, ning follow siya ni Bob Dylan sold for $300 million. His entire catalog. Si Neil Young, a big stake sa iyang 1,180 songs is being sold, no? So, folk rock superstar Neil Young has sold a 50% stake in his song catalog to an investment company, Hypnosis, for estimated $150 million. Tunga lang. The deal covers copyright and income interests from 1,180 songs, Hypnosis said in a statement on Wednesday. So, Neil Young is the latest in a series of artists to strike rights deal as streaming helps boost the value of back catalogs, mga old catalogs. Young became a household name in the 1960s, both as a solo artist and as part of bands such as the Buffalo Springfield. Hey, hey, what's that sound? Put your hands on the ground. Ang Neil Young na. Grace Yours, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. The influential songwriter has released almost 50 studio albums and is a two-time member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist and as a member of the Buffalo Springfield. Grabe. Harvest, kanay usa nga ningon. Ang Hypnosis founder ni si Mark Mercurius said, I have bought my first Neil Young album aged 7. Harvest was my companion and I know every note, every word, every pose and silence intimately. Neil Young has been my friend and constant ever since. Or at least his music matod pa ni Hypnosis. So, may tag-iya sa matod ba sa tag-iya sa Hypnosis. So, he has both the rights to thousands of songs following its initial offering. Grabe ha. Ano? Composition siya eh. Tapulan naman ko rin eh. Walang kumukompose ang mga kanta. Anyway, so, usasad, dulin sa family ni Danny Lim. Sa man to siya, mo ba to siya? Marine ba to si Danny Lim? Brigadier General ba to siya? Danny Lim, mo siyang MMDA chairman. Ano problema ron? Ning attend of December 22 nga party sa mga Masons, tanan na nga party na sakit, unya namatay, na discovered siya December 28, si General Lim, Danny Lim, December 28 siya na-diagnose, namatay January 6, heart attack. Now, akong comment ana is, dili man na normal lang mamatay kang heart attack. With COVID, ang dili po mamatay in 6 days, 8 days. Kamatay na ang COVID, bugay na maabot na pila ka 3 weeks sa kabuan. Ya, lungs ang final episode na, dili heart attack. So nagduda ko, ako ning duda, di ni tinuod, dili ko doktor, duda ko nga nagamit ni siya Glenhua, LHQ, para bang Chinese nga tablitas nga tagpila na itong 200 mo sigurong box na gamit. So, and I think a lot of Chinese nangamatay tungod kay they use the Chinese pill, Chinese tablet, Glenhua. Usas, according to one doctor, sa kuno sa ingredients is an extract of ephedrine, 80 milligrams per capsule. So, it's an, or masyag upper, or up ka ba? So, you increase your heartbeat. So, and I think muna namatay siya. I think naglinhuan ni sa opening hospital. I remember some politicians in Cebu on COVID, namatay COVID. I heard again, this is not verified, nanggamit o Glenhua before na hospital. So, itong na-ICU din paabot sa hospital. So, I think when itabo ni General Lim kay taksa may mamatay dayo in 6 days or 6 days sa COVID. Unya, na-ICU sa the last 3 days lang. Unya, kanabang heart attack. Sa garma, sa lungs po. So, muna. Ikadua, nakakuan mo ang chook nuts. Remember the chook nuts? Ano sa bata mo ba? Or chook nuts? Ano chook nuts sa bata pa mo? Ang chook nuts, diba? Paborito na itong marag chocolate na siya. Ano siya? Chook nuts. Kanang murag chocolate ba? Itong kanon, palito bata pa tayo, elementary school. Ang manufacturer ng chook nuts, ang tag-iya sa manufacturer sa chook nuts, December 24, nag-party. Filipino-Chinese family nag-party, appeal ang great-grandfather, ang the grandfather, the father, the children. Nga to sa Chinese restaurant, December 24. Na COVID, hastang mga yaya o ang mga driver na COVID. Namatay na ron ang grandfather, ang mga tag-iya sa chook nuts. ang iyang asawa ICU, ang anak ICU, nya na-hospitalized ang many members of family. Ang na-ICU nga anak o na-ICU nga wife o pakibaw nga iyang bana, ang grandfather namatay na. December 24 pa niya. Pero malagi na, ang kani, kung ka, tiguan mo kay ka. Edad mo na, siguro I'm think this guy is already almost 90 years old. So, pagbantay mo lang atong restaurant, niya, wa may tambal, wa may vaccine. Kasag din na lang ni si GT Benz, kaya na may tambal ni GT Benz. So, muna siya, pwede na. So, namatay ang tagiya sa Choknat, namatay si General Lim, both COVID. So, marabag, nag-COVID fatigue na ta, we don't care anymore, we're so careless about COVID. So, nakawala ka maka-meeting ba? Nagto ko sila mga tindahan, mga tao nagtrabaho, mga mekaniko, sus, di naman sila mag-mask. Uy, saan yung matawanan eh? Ako mag-mask, mag-shield. Okay. Hindi tayo magsali kay hospital ta. Although na tayo cure for COVID, pero likay lang ta kay tingali I can cure others but I cannot cure myself. Mag-inaingon ako. Yeah, GT, ano man look man ka na magkaka-invention to cure COVID? Cure for COVID? The humanity. Kanya, what if kana bitang matambalan, they can cure other people, they cannot cure themselves. Ana, mahitabo niya ko ana. Magkuhan dyan ko. Mag-risgo yun ko, di ba? So, ito na tangkuhan. Ito mag-risgo eh. Ito mag-risgo. Okay. So, muna. Senate. Ang kuhan sa Senate hinges on one race na lang karon. Kaya lang kang Ossoff o ka kang Perdue. O ukma, Wednesday, nato na ang i-certify na sa US Congress, the House and the Senate, ang kuan. Kadaog ni Trump, pero naiplano ang Republicans nga dili kuno ipa-declare. Si Trump yan ganyan si Pence na usang pa ni Trump, marami siya ka na dictator from a third world country. May pa siyang third world country di magana. Si Kelly Loeffler ay tag-iya sa WNBA franchise, Women's NBA franchise. Kelly Loeffler. Ang katong napildi, bago pang napildi, kanina napildi nga the richest legislator in the United States Senate. Okay. Si Jack Ma, richest Chinese in the world, missing 2 months na. Lagi yung Jack Ma was almost bigger than China. That's what's got him into trouble. Minista mo gana, ano ron? Yeah, may Communist Party si Jack Ma. Ano ron ha? Update sana yung pagka wa na makita sa public si Jack Ma for several, or na, more than 1 month na. Remember, gi-cancel tong iyang IPO sa Ant Financial in Hong Kong. Alright. So, 53 Hong Kong opposition figures arrested. O ba na, ex-lawmaker na resign. By the way, bagong namatay kagahapon ba to? Or ganina. Ang gitawag lang Hong Kong's Eric Clapton nga motokar dito sa Mad Dog o sa The Wanch. The Mad Dog is in Central, The Wanch is in Wan Chai area, district, Hong Kong. I think I saw this person once in a while kay ngadto ko sa once in a while musud mig Mad Dogs siya pub na sila kay British man pub nga dili bar pub ngadto sa pub kay it's on the same street, actually the same street a few blocks from my office before, our company before. So Hong Kong's Eric Clapton matay. nasira sa dawan magod kay due to COVID, so wala siya kabalik, no? And si Jack Ma, 53 Hong Kong opposition figures arrested. Anyway, so kumusta man mo diha? Okay. Si Matupanghana, baklayin mo karas, naminaw pa sila, still listening. Si Norma Romarati, Francisco Piliago, kumpiyansa kayo, attorney, kumpiyansa bita kayo na, mana nga, ay mo nga tumatong restaurant, kita ito dakan kayong senior citizen na restaurant, ako'y kuyawan, saan yung mga senior citizens, ay nga, grabe namin sila, isog na magkayo, sa restaurant, mga ang problema ng restaurant, makaon ka, tangtangon ba yung mga mask niya, circulated, especially na UK variant, nga, paspas kayo, makakatap. Ano, niya, like, look at General Lim. General Lim, bata pa pitos General Lim, niya, kanang, ano ba? So, siguro, ito siya, 60 siguro to siya, 65. But, kanang, active to siya. Di ka mag-expect mamatay to in just, mamatay to in just 6 days or 8 days sa hospital. Since 6 or 8 days since na-diagnose siya. Dudalay ko na kuanto, naglinwa to. Anyway, so, thank you and great. Salamat yung pag-iguban ka na kung makaigsunan. Let me see. Balik ta sa main window na to. Main. Yes. Okay. Ito main, ha? Wala yung Okay, so it's now the 6th of January 2021, and this is episode number 59 of the Benz Nightshow. Thank you and good night. See you tomorrow. Bye.